connected from. I want to first and foremost apologize for coming in late today. So we've been looking at relationship recalibration, looking at the order of things, looking back at the beginning, God's intention, God's plans, God's purposes, and taking our time to address these matters. And tonight we're going to be looking at going back to Genesis chapter 2. And we'll bring about one of the most important concepts in relationship and family life. And you can see that in Genesis chapter 2 and verse 18. Genesis 2 and verse 18. I will just read the verse and we'll build up from there. But before I go deep into the conversation tonight, once again, I want to encourage you for you to share the link, share with your friends, share with your loved ones, share with a family, share with your groups, and let's learn and let's grow together. I'm doing that also right here. Okay, we're almost there. All right. Okay, so let's just pick on from there. All right, so we're looking at relationship recalibration, and we'll be picking one of the things we'll be looking at today is Genesis chapter 2. I'm hoping that I'll be able to drive the point home, but if not, we'll just continue again next week. Genesis 2 and verse 18, the Bible says here, very interesting. It said, and the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will make him helper comparable to him. Now, he said, it's not good for man to be alone. Now, that right there is explaining one of the ancient, most important nature of man. And what that means is that man is intrinsically a social being. So God is saying that according to the original design, that he designed man not to be alone, but to interact, to interrelate, to fellowship, all right, with his kind, and most importantly, with the opposite sex. So God said it is God's idea. It was never man's idea. In fact, it was part of the original design, because God was speaking according to what he deemed perfect and good, that man being alone is not good. So God was going to make him help that is suitable. So before we even begin to talk about purpose, talk about destiny, talks about plans and many of these things, the first thing that God began to talk about first and foremost is companionship, is our social economy, our fellowshipping, our interaction, that man is a social being. Man is a social being. Man was not designed to be an isolated being. Man, have you seen people that isolate themselves? I mean, lone rangers. You could see that there are things missing in their life. Why? Because they are living the kind of life that is contrary to their design. So God said it is not good for man to be alone. Now, as a social being, as a being that is created and born to interact. For example, if you pay attention, everything that we do today, we do not primarily for ourselves, but we do for our community, we do it for our family, we do it for our how will I put it, our peer. You see that now. So you see that every gift that you have is primarily without, like the Bible says, is without, mean that you were gifted to help others. For example, I'm a teacher of God's word, and you see that I spend time, all right, teaching, and I'm not teaching myself. My teaching ministry have no meaning, have no basis without a person or people to teach. I'm a family man, all right. I have a wife, I have both spiritual and biological children. I mean, and it's one of the most wonderful, beautiful things to do. I was reading a write-up by one of the political figure that is currently 94 years old as at the time of this broadcast, in this part of in Nigeria here, and he was writing. He was, ruminating about his life. And what he kept on writing, he said, do not wait. And his greatest regret has always been the same constant, that while he was running, he forgot to pay attention to what really matters the most. And what really matters to him the most is family. He discovered that he didn't have enough time. Why? Because at the end of the day, every man, as they draw their last breath, or as they draw closer, it begins to dawn on them that there is nothing in this life that really matters as the level of the quality of your interaction with people, your relationship. You are a being of interaction. You are a being primarily designed to relate. You are a social being. So if you see an average man, whether successful or not, there are two major things you see them that at the whole day they regret. They regret that they should have had a family, spend more time with the family, or they are regretting that they didn't do what they really love to do, which is purpose. So at the end of the day, man is designed primarily to give expression to a coin of two faces. The first face of the coin is purpose. The second face is interaction, to interact with people, relationship. So God said it is not good for man to be alone. It's the design, intrinsic nature, and it's the pursuit. So every one of us, we want to be loved, we want to be celebrated, we want to, our wins, we want to share it with others. You learn to speak because you would like to speak with people. You learn to write because you would like people to read your books. You learn music because you love people to enjoy your music. Everything you do falls back to the community. Everything, every of your investment, every of your, how will I put it now? Your victories and every of those things, whether shame, victory, glory, is because there are people to witness it. So it falls back to that we are social beings. We are creature designed primarily to be social. And listen, and one of the most important, listen to this. Now, one of the most important factor, all right, one of the most important factor in relationship, in interaction, is communication. And that's what I want to talk about this evening, is communication. One of the most important, one of the most skill that you will need to develop to be relevant in life is the gift of communication. It has been proven over and over again that great leaders are primarily powerful orators. In fact, I was reading extensively, I was just doing some little reading about Adolf Hitler, the late Adolf Hitler, and it is believed that Adolf Hitler is one of the most powerful, orators that the world has ever produced. In fact, he's so intentional about the way he speaks that he does not allow people to know how he really speaks. I mean, his real person. In fact, I think I was watching a documentary where it was said that he rehearsed the way he will speak before it comes out. There is only an audio, maybe few, that was released of how he really talks. People don't really know how he talks. I mean, it's only those that are in his inner circle to tell you how powerful Like the man said, I have a dream. If you have heard that speech, one of the most powerful speech of all times. Great leaders are men that are masters as communication. Every great leader, the ability to inspire people, the ability to communicate, the ability to bring down your thoughts with simplicity and depth, the ability to move people with your words. So one of the gifts that needs to be developed. So when we come back to the design, if it's God's will for you to socialize, if it's God's will for you, if it's part of the design in relationship and family life, that communication is key, then it is something that we need to come back and begin to look at. And think, when we talk about communications, how we speak with people, how we interact with people, the strength, one of the major pillar that determine the strength of your relationship and family life is your communication skill, your ability. And when we talk about communication is divided into two major parts. Now, many of us have spent extensive time studying, learning how to speak, how to speak different languages, ability to communicate well, how to speak like a pro, how to speak like a billionaire, all those kind of things. We've learned that, but we've not really paid attention that when we talk about communication, you've forgotten. For example, I studied engineering in the university, electrical electronics to be precise. And in the university, especially in your basic, when you're doing your BSc, Bachelor of Science, or B Engineering or B Tech, depending on your school, you would see that in tech, especially in your first degree, you will, before you specialize, you will do every part of engineering. Maybe in your final year, then you specialize. For example, I specialize in power. But before you specialize, you are going to do electronics. You do electrical, that's power. You will do telecommunication. You will do signaling. So some people we specialize in telecommunication. The focus of telecommunication now is that in telecommunication, we understand that it's a two-way thing. There is the transmission, there is also the reception. So that's why in engineering we talk about transducer. The transducer is responsible for sending signal. Your communication is not complete if all that you know how to do is to send signals, but you don't have plans on how to receive signals. So communication is divided into two. The first thing is the speaking, is the expression of your thoughts. The number two is the reception of thoughts. So we talk about speaking and listening. Did you see? I'm not talking about hearing. I'm talking about listening, because there's a difference. You can be hearing and you're not listening. So if you are going to really enjoy relationship, if you are really going to enjoy friendship, you must be a master at these things. How to communicate your thoughts, how to speak to your partner, or let me just go extensively now, how to speak with your friends, how to express yourself. There is a way to speak. And you are not the kind of person that should always be interested in talking, but you must always also learn how to listen. Because if you're going to spend time with people, if you're going to live with people, then you must understand how to speak to people and how to listen to people. How to speak to people, and most importantly, how to what? Listen to people. We're currently running our School of Courtship, and one of the topics we are currently looking at for the past 3 weeks is conflict resolution. And in conflict resolution, we began to talk about different expressions of conflict resolution. That there is one of the signs of love is conflict. One of the signs of care is conflict, because you are going to have contrary opinions, and because and one of the if somebody really loves you, then you can hurt the person, because one of the signs of love is hurt, because people will do things, you become sensitive to the things they do, and many of those things. So how do you resolve that? Then we began to look at different areas of that. One of the things we're going to talk about is emotional quotient and emotional intelligence. That you must be able to interpret emotions. You must be able to ask yourself questions. Why am I this sensitive? Why am I hungry? Okay, she just told me that she does not like the way I spoke to her, but why am I hungry? So should I act on my emotions, or I should process my emotions? So we spoke extensively on emotional intelligence. Then we also spoke about the fact that what is the purpose of conflict? What is your desire in conflict? Do you want to be right, or you are interested in peace? The Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are the peacemakers. So these are the questions you ask in conflict. So when you see couples fighting, I mean serious fighting, and it ends into all kinds of chaos and calamity, you can always tie it to two things: pride and selfishness. Pride and selfishness. Because at the end of the day, when there's conflict, each and individual is only thinking about themselves. Why would she talk to me that way? Why is he raising up his voice at me? So you will see in communication, you see people begin to assume. Maybe your husband came in and just looked at you in a kind of way, oh, how, and just shake his head, how are you? And he said, he has never greeted me that way before. Maybe he doesn't love me anymore. So these are signs of low emotional intelligence. All right. So, and one of the dangerous things that you can have is when you are emotionally, dull. When you see somebody that is emotionally unintelligent, the person is a very dangerous person. You cannot have an healthy communication with the person. You cannot have an healthy interaction. You are very careful. Imagine you are talking to somebody and you say, oh, good morning. And the person say, good morning too. And he said, why are you telling me good morning? He said, because it's morning. Oh, you don't greet me that way before. What is it? Why are you telling me good morning? Then it's okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you are telling me you are sorry because you have other plans. So they assume, they are jumping into conclusion, from one conclusion to the other. Before you know, she's crying. Before you know, she packs her load. Have you lived with people like that? This small thing, they've packed their load, leave the house, back and forth like that. Very troublesome people. They are difficult to talk to. They are difficult to reason with. They don't listen. They listen with the back of their head. When you have conversations with them, they have concluded in their mind. You cannot convince them. You cannot have a healthy conversation with them. You can't sit down and reason and bring out healthy things with them. These people can be very intelligent, but they are just emotionally unintelligent. So you see what I'm saying now? They're just emotionally unintelligent. So when we talk about communication is deep. So when we're talking about speaking, you must understand that there are also two types of speaking. There is verbal and non-verbal. There's verbal speaking and non-verbal speaking. I'm trying to establish my thoughts. I really want to take this out so that we can focus on something else next week. So you can always go back to it and just catch up. So there is the verbal, there is the non-verbal. And in listening too, there's also verbal, there's also non-verbal. It means that somebody can be talking to you without saying a word. Communication is deep. Somebody is speaking to you. You need to, you see, we are deep. See, we are a creature of depth. Especially in this part of the world, if you live maybe in the West here, maybe you have a Yoruba mother or Yoruba father. You see, you are having deep conversation without words. There's a kind of high. So you see, okay, let me give you an example. Maybe the less privileged people, or people with special needs, people that can't speak or that can't hear. They have different ways of communicating. That you have to learn it. Did you see that? There's what they call sign language. The person is not saying it, but it's giving you signs, and you understand all that the person is saying. Communication is very important. Very, very important. See, the way that you speak, your tonality, your gestation, your facial expression. So people are listening to you beyond your words. When you look at somebody and you smile, hello, good morning, is different from when you are frowning your face, hello, good morning. It's different. See, hello, good morning were said by both people, but they meant different things. So it's very, very, very important that you need to pay serious attention to that area of your life. Remember, God said it's not good for man to be alone. So because God has created you as a being of, as a being of social life, God expects to have a social life. God expects you to interact with people, primarily with your partner. So you must learn how to communicate. You learn how to speak. You learn how to listen. There are people, they are so insensitive. If you don't talk to them directly, they will never understand what you are saying. Imagine talking to somebody and said, no, it's all right, so don't worry again. Don't worry again, then you too, you stop and you are not worrying again. The person is telling you that I'm not happy with you, so don't bother, don't even do for me. So what the person expects is to remedy what you did for making them, I don't know whether I get what I'm saying. Imagine your husband, maybe he traveled, all right, and maybe he's coming home late in the night, maybe 10 p.m., 11 p.m. He has not eaten, he has worked all day. He had an expectation that if I get home, I'll just freshen up. I believe my wife will make something for me. And he got home. He saw you, all you are doing is you're just watching something, maybe watching a soap opera or doing something else. And the guy is not happy, but he's not yet angry. And he's asking you that, well, where's my food? Then you said insensitively, food for what? If you're hungry, go to the kitchen and make something for yourself. And the guy said, are you serious? Don't worry. If you are, that is a communication. Many people will say, okay, he has said I should not worry, they should continue what you are doing. What you are doing right there is that you are already setting your relationship up for problems. But imagine you said, don't worry, and you say, I'm very, very sorry. Don't worry, I'll quickly. And no, don't worry, let me worry. And you do that. You have, that is communication. It means that you are listening beyond the words. You are listening beyond the words. In fact, people that are emotionally tied to you, people that are emotionally committed to you, that's your wife, your husband, your fiancé, or whatever you are into, people that are very committed to you like that, they often speak more. They are more non-verbal than they are verbal. They are non-verbal than they are verbal. I don't know why it's like that, but that is the original design. That's just how it is. Then you wonder, are you not supposed to know? Are you not supposed to know? Why am I supposed to know if you don't tell me? I've been telling you all along. He said, but you didn't say anything. I was always speaking. So you do not have any excuse for you not to understand non-verbal communications. Your wife smiles a lot. Your wife laughs a lot. Your wife plays a lot. Then that day she's not smiling, she's not laughing. She's speaking to you. She's telling you she's not happy. Then if you are somebody that you are emotionally intelligent, what are you supposed to do? You press, hello, what's the problem? What's the problem? And of course she will tell you nothing. She expects you to press more. Okay, talk to me, let's go. Tell me, what is it? By the time you press more, by the time you ask, depending on how stubborn the stubbornness is different. Depending on how stubborn he or she is. By the time some people, if you ask them what is it 3 times, the 3rd time she will tell you. Some people, you need to ask him, if you ask him in the morning, what's the problem? He said, no, nothing. You ask him again, what's the problem? He said, nothing. You leave him for some time. You come again. Oh, yeah, come. You are not. What's the problem? Talk. By the time you ask, maybe the 7th time, they will now say, he will now tell you that, no. What you did yesterday. He said, what did I do yesterday? He will now tell you, I never knew you were offended. I never knew. My wife communicates to me more non-verbal than verbal. Sometimes it can be so light that sometimes I will not even pick it. When I did it, you now say, do you not know that I've not been smiling with you this morning? I say, I'm not aware. You get? I'm not aware. I can't even, as a man of God, it's difficult for me to keep malice. I don't know how to keep malice. That's why if there is anything that is I'm not happy with. It shows in my face. See, it doesn't start with my words, it shows in my face. Something happened to me a few days ago. It was not between my wife, and I. It happened with myself and a group of people. My wife knew that I was not happy. So I just said, don't worry, just leave me, I'll be fine. She knew. My face was speaking. My loss of appetite is speaking. My disinterest in some things is communication. I normally like to sit with you every night, but now I don't want to sit with you. I just want to go inside. I'm saying something to you. Oh, maybe he's tired, he goes to sleep. You are not sensitive. You see, and this is very common with young men. Young men, they are so insensitive. I don't know the kind of men that is rising now. I don't know. It's a mystery. They are so insensitive. I'm not talking about for real. I don't know which generation we belong. You see, you can't come in I don't know my generation. Now my millennial. What year did the millennial start from? 90. Okay, I'm that one. You see, those men from that generation were a mixture. Some of us are very sensitive. Some are very daft emotionally. They don't know what, if their wife is dying, they are not aware. But the worst of them is those are fathers. They don't know anything is wrong with their wife. So the women don't even bother giving them any. But the millennial, we are a mixture. But you see, this Gen Z, they are so clueless. Clueless emotion. They cannot interpret any non-verbal communication. The guy is just confused. I don't know why she's not always. I remember one of my brothers just came to me one day. They said, Pastor, I don't understand. Hey, my lady, it was in a relationship. She just went cold. And she's not saying anything, and I'm wondering what's wrong with her. And all those things. I said, give her time. Then call her and ask her what is going on. She will tell you nothing, that she's fine. Ask her again. Pet her. Say, okay, don't worry. If I'm the one that offended you, I'm sorry. Just talk to me. By the time you say that, she will tell you what happened. It might be something silly you do. It might even be something that you don't count, but it matters to her. Because if not, see, you'll be alone. No? You will be alone. You can have somebody in your life and you still be alone. It's very, very important. Non-verbal communications. Non-verbal communications. Because, see, we are beings of emotions. See, joy is a communication. Sadness is a communication. Offense is a communication. Irritation. You see, somebody can be irritated. It's a communication. You can see, husband and wife can be together, and you do not. Your wife does not respond to you like with that excitement that you used to have when two of you are together. It's a communication. Sometimes that there are things that somebody is going, a lady or a man can be going through something, and they are trying to bottle it. But now you have lost fellowship with them, because you will know. You hold her hands, she remove her hands. You want to hold her in your matrimonial bed, and she's just pulling away. But she's not angry, she's not fighting, she's not shouting at you. There is something that thing is communicating. You need to address it. Say, okay, talk to me. What is the problem? Sometimes, it's so interesting that the person may not even be able to really know what you did. But by the time you start, was it yesterday? Was it this? By the time the conversation, you will get there. Non-verbal communications. Non-verbal. So you have to be sensitive to people's emotions. Few days ago, I came back from work. I came back from the office, and I got home, and one of our sisters that stays with us, I just noticed that she took a chair, sat in the front of the house in the late night, and she sat there. And everybody would have thought that, oh, she's taking fresh air. for me, I was able to pick that because I know she's not that kind of person. She's an indoor person. She's not somebody that will literally take a chair and sit outside. So I knew something was wrong. So I went to meet her. I said, young lady, what's the problem? She said, no, I'm fine, nothing. I said, what's the problem? I need to ask. By the time I asked the third time, then she told me what was going on. So I'm her pastor. I'm a father figure in her life. Imagine she's now engaged. You know, she will stress that one more. Said nothing. Then she told me what, and it was a serious matter. So I had a conversation with her, and that was it. She was fine, and she came inside. Then I told my wife about it. I look at this is your girl, this and this and this. I will smile about it, and that was it. And she was fine. So sitting out, she's not engaged yet, but that's the way she was. That's a communication. So if you were in a relationship with her, and that was happening, you know, imagine you're coming back from work. My wife is taking fresh air. You must be able to tell that this person is naturally a outgoing person, always playing, always laughing. Then all of a sudden now, the person is not smiling. The person is not smiling. The person is not lively. That the person is. Something is wrong. You say, oh, are you fine? No, I'm fine. No, she's not fine. If she's not talking to you, take her out. Let's go and eat lunch. Yeah, let's go and eat. Praise God. So it's very important for you to get that. Non-verbal communication is very, very important. You need to pay attention to it. And this is something you need to learn. Especially, let me just go a little bit, let me diverse a little bit out of this. If you are somebody that you have elderly people or you have leaders you are working with, you need to understand the way they communicate. There are many things they are going to say to you. My spiritual father will say this when we were young, years ago, when on campus, and he will say to us, he said, when a father tells you don't bother. So, sir, should I? No, don't worry, I will fix it. He said, do not insist. That's how we do it. Because it's also a type of communication. You have to be so emotional and intelligent. Oh, what should they do about it? Don't worry, it's okay, I will do it myself. Sir, don't worry, that's why we are here. So we can't be here and we allow you to do that. And he looks at you. I was at on Linktree sometime, I wanted to eat, and this father of faith came in. He was a military guy. And he has been such a blessing to us when we were on campus. One of the fathers of faith in this nation. And I was privileged to see him there. So I ran to him. We helped him with his order and all those things. When it was time to pay, and I said, sir, I would really love to pay. And he said, no. He said, no, you can't pay. I was begging. I stood my ground that I would pay. Because he's no. He kept on saying no. Does not, it might be a test. Because I know the right thing to do. Because if I say I want to pay, say, okay, go ahead. It might mean that he want to exploit us. So you want to be sure that, are you sure you know what you are doing? That's number one. Number two, are you absolutely sure you really, really want to do this? You see, some men, once they get close to a lady, and the lady is not giving them, the lady is not disrespectful, but she's not just giving them the kind of vibes he quickly give up. But the lady is trying to see that, I spoke about pursuit last week, right? When I was talking about pursuit, that the lady wants to show that, do you really value me enough to pursue me? You see, you just talk to a lady, all of a sudden start giving you attention, start being cooler to you. You know, some ladies can be very funny. The guy called her, hello, how are you? What's your name? I really like you. Are you sure? You really like me? I like you too. Mumu girl. So now she's carrying everything up and down. But imagine you say, oh, hello, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, and all those things. Oh, can I have your numbers? And she gave you the number. Now you call her the other day and she didn't pick. She sent you a message later in the evening. Oh, I'm very sorry, I've been at work. Oh, I saw your missed call. Hope all is well. Please, can you send me a message? And the guy said, Shakara is too much. If you say Shakara is too much, it means you don't really value her. If you say just send me a message, you will send the message. Oh, I would really, really like to talk to you. When can we really talk? I would really like to. And the lady will say that, okay, it's really serious. She will give you an appointment. Then when you call her, and she will listen to you. When you're already talking to her too much, maybe she has 5 minutes to spare. You're already doing 25. You say, please, I really, really appreciate this conversation, but I was on a break. That was why, I really enjoyed it. Please, can you, maybe other time we'll really talk some more. And when he's doing that, Then you get angry. The girl does not even care. He's not even gelling with me. Who are you when you're not jellyfish? So you must be able to understand that conversation, that she's also seeing, she's communicating to you. That I want to, I think I value what you are bringing, but she want to test your persistency. She want to test that, am I valuable enough? Am I worthy of the person you should pursue? Then she's telling you, okay, I think the way you are really talking to me in church and all those things, I really appreciate it, but what is it that you really want? And you tell her, no, I really want to marry you. No, that's not hard. Pastor have taught us we have to follow the template. Have you spoken to pastor about it? If you say yes, okay, I have to talk to him today. I also need to pray about it. So within the time that I'll be praying about it, please, I would like that you should minimize a little bit of a conversation and all those things. So you need to understand that beyond what he or she is saying, there's something they are saying. See, when somebody is talking to you, just believe that 20% is words. There are a lot of things, gestations, facial expressions, things that are not said that are being said. That's why we need to be emotionally intelligent. We have to be psychologically balanced. Have you had a conversation with somebody that you are holding the person like a prisoner, but the person cannot leave? But the person is telling you that I am tired. For example, let me give you a practical example. I'm the kind of person that I give people a lot of attention. I mean, 100% of my attention. Maybe sometimes I do counseling with people, but I don't like to send people out. So imagine you are in my office, we're having a conversation, important things. Now I'm telling you, okay, go straight to the point. You kept on going that and going this and going this like this. And there are people waiting for me. You have plans to talk to you for 5 minutes. Now you are there for 30 minutes. Now I pick my phone, I'm not pressing my phone. I'm talking to you. Then I'm wasting my time. But some people will not pick it. They will just keep on spreading. But you know that you need to understand this. Yoruba will say that komoju komora. It means that you are supposed to know beyond words. You're supposed to know body language. You're supposed to know the facial expression of people. So no, go straight to the point. Until they now tell you that no, you are taking too much time. Can you not just go straight to the point? Why is it always difficult? Say no, so let me really explain how it is. Let me explain. See, you are not acting theme. Go straight to the point. Good morning, sir. I want you to really, the reason why I came to see you is because there's this thing I really want prayers and support in this. I want to start a business and this is the idea. But let me explain to you how the business idea came. I was sleeping in the night. It was around 11 p.m. Then the angel of the Lord appeared to me. Then you start, I said, what is all that? Why can't you go straight to the point? I received an instruction from the Lord to restart a business, but I wanted you to also join me in prayer to also, am I in the will of God? Is that not good enough? So I need to explain. And you know there are people waiting. So that's communication for you. Non-verbal communication. Then the verbal, learn to speak. See, there are people that until they shout, they are not talking. See, volume is part of communication. That's why you notice that in the bedroom, we don't shout. Because the more intimate we are with people, the more you see, you talk. We are talking to your wife in the living room is different from when you are talking to her in the bedroom. When you're in the bedroom, you start whispering, how are you? How was not that your day? You see, everybody, that's when you have important conversations that penetrate. You see, those penetrative conversations, they are low-level penetration. But if you are the kind of person that until you break the roof, you cannot talk. You need to work on yourself. You must learn how to communicate, how to speak. The Bible says that you must season your words with grace. If you're the kind of person here that you say it as it is, like you like to speak, you don't think before you speak, you will not have good friends in your life. And you're going to be ruining relationships. You must think before you speak. If you want to correct, I was counseling a couple of weeks ago, and the fiancé, the lady, looked at him and said to him, you cannot correct me. You're not the kind of person that can correct me. And the brother felt offended, and they were both going back and forth. Then they came to see me, and before they talked, I knew what the problem was. It means that there is a way the brother corrects. That anytime she feels joy, she feels attacked. Because women don't just listen to your words, they feel your words. They read your body language, your facial expression, there's a way you are, there's a way you're talking to, I've been talking to you for so long, you are doing your hand like this. One of the easiest way to understand this is go, if you have children, go and meet them. Go and say, if you want to talk to a child, let's say, go and meet your child. Why are you behaving so silly? She will be laughing. Oh, daddy said, why am I behaving so silly? But say to the child, why are you behaving so silly? The same thing. The child shall start crying. Because children are emotionally rich. So to tell you that they don't just hear your words, they feel the energy that you communicate. The energy that you communicate. The way you say it is more important than what you are saying. I like when I teach God's word, I play a lot, I make jest of people, I laugh, I say things that an average pastor does not have the mind to say. But when I say those things, people laugh. Imagine sometimes you are literally insulting somebody while preaching and the person is laughing. Why? Because there is a mastery to it. There is a way to see it. But when I'm saying it, what they are sensing is love. Say, my pastor loved me. Sometimes I will literally mention names. And the person too will be laughing and say, pastor got me. Go and try with the same person. Until the person looks at you and said, never in your life. Imagine, let's say you don't like it when people call you a particular name. Maybe you had a nickname, a mockery nickname when you were young. You don't like people calling you. Then somebody calls you and said, and call you the same name. And you said, oh, please excuse me. I'm very sorry, please, I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not really, really comfortable. While growing up, this was very traumatic for me. I know you care about me. And please, I know you meant well, but I don't like it. Please, don't call me that name again. The person says, oh, I'm really sorry, I never met it that way. Now look at another example. Never in your life, I beg you in the name of God, never in your life try to call me that name again. The same thing was said, but said with different tone, different expression. This one, that person will respond, will say, okay, I won't call you that way again. That person is also offended. But the other person, the person did not feel offended. He felt, oh, I never knew that you were. So when you learn to speak to people, when you learn to correct people, I pastor a lot of people. I have people that work under me. We have different units and all those things. There are things that happen in different units sometimes that if you're going to respond. I remembered when one of our gadgets got spoiled and it was mishandled. If I was going to look at the price of the thing, if I was going to respond that way, I was going to hurt somebody. So I kept quiet. I didn't say anything. Until when the thing died down, I kept telling myself, it's money. We put money together to buy. We'll buy another one. It's money, we'll buy another one. Then later, when I was finally calm, I started making jest of her. I said, that's how that sister now. She spoiled our thing. She laughs, I laughs. Everybody is happy. There are ways to speak. There is a way to speak to people. Learn how to speak to people. It seems as if in this part of the world, we don't know how to speak to people. When you see an elderly speak to a young person, they speak to the young person as if he's not human. When you see someone that have little change than another, the way they speak as if the person is not human. It's as if we don't know how to really speak in this part of the world. You must learn how to speak to people with dignity, with love, with respect. Young lady, you must learn how to speak and tame your emotions. All this when you are talking, you are crying, you are shouting, screaming, and just getting sensitive and summarizing and assuming, it's not helping anything. It's just making you look miserable. It's just messing up your relationship. Maybe that's why your first relationship ended, the second ended, the third ended. This fourth one now, you are holding by a thread. Because you are getting old, you don't want to let go. Can you not just learn how to speak with grace? One of the things I say all the time is that when you are hungry, don't speak. I think I'll just pick this up a little bit next week. Then we'll just talk about this aloneness, because I'm going to end, then I'll enter into companionship, because that's the full package of, the social reality of our being as men. So we enter into companionship. I'll just pick it up from it so that I can explain it better. All right. So you get what I'm saying here. So you will learn, we'll look at it, learn how to speak to people, learn how to respect people, learn how to correct. Learn how to correct. You can correct and not inflict pain. You know, imagine correcting somebody and you made it worse. You know, there are young ladies, some of them might say, my husband don't listen to me. That's how they speak. And my husband doesn't listen to him. Or they say, okay, talk to us the way you used to talk to your husband. When you hear the lion and the roaring that comes, there's no wonder. Oh, the man is even is a good man. For him to stay with you, you talk like this. Some people talk to their husband as if they are talking to their children. Some men talk to their wives as if they are talking to slaves. So we must learn how to communicate. So we'll pick it up again next week. God bless you. Once again, I want to apologize for coming in. We are doing all this also for your good. We are preparing for our 100 days of glory and getting things in order for that. Preparing. We're also traveling for Port Harcourt. If you're joining us from Port Harcourt, maybe you are streaming this from Port Harcourt, we are coming to your city. By this time next week, we should be in Port Harcourt preparing for Port Harcourt Word and Power Conference, and we are so excited to be in Port Harcourt. We'll also be coming to your city, just whatever the city is, we're coming there. God has given us a mandate to take His word and His power to the people and to the nations with signs and wonders following. God bless you. See you next week.